Did you know there are muscle cars so rare, so forgotten, that most folks alive today will never lay eyes on them again? I'm not talking about your everyday Mustangs or Camaros. No, I mean the kind of machines that once roared down American highways, then vanished like ghosts in the night. Cars built with more heart than practicality, more fire than sense. And tonight, we're digging into those legends you'll likely never see in person again. You see, back in the golden era of the late 60s and early 70s, Detroit wasn't just building cars. They were building dreams. Dreams wrapped in chrome, dripping with horsepower, made for long summer nights on Route 66 or quiet Sunday cruises to the diner. But not every dream lasted. Some burned bright, then disappeared before the world could catch its breath. Take the 1970 AMC Rebel machine. Doesn't that name alone make your heart beat faster? Bright red, white, and blue paint, a factory hood scoop big enough to swallow a baseball. It was wild, outrageous, and quicker than most folks expected. Yet AMC, always the underdog, couldn't keep up with the big boys. Production ended, and the machine became just another ghost on American blacktop. Or how about the 1971 Plymouth GTX 446 barrel? A monster of a car, with a growl that could shake windows clean off their hinges. Back then, if you pulled into a drive-in with one of those, people turned their heads before the engine even cooled. But rising insurance costs, gas shortages, and new regulations cut its life short. Today, spotting one in the wild feels like finding buried treasure. Now wait till you hear this next part. The Ford Torino Talladega. Built for one reason: to conquer NASCAR's superspeedways. Ford bent the rules, streamlined its nose, and made it faster than anyone thought possible. Only a few ever rolled out of the factory. Blink, and you'd miss it. Most Americans never knew it even existed, yet it paved the way for racing legends. And then, tucked away in the shadows of memory, is the Chevrolet Baldwin Motion Camaro. This wasn't your regular Chevy. It was hand-built by a small shop in Long Island, tuned to be louder, meaner, faster. Few left the garage, and fewer survived the decades. Ask around today, and folks will tell you, those cars were as close to untamed as Detroit ever dared to get. But here's the truth. These machines weren't just cars. They were promises. Promises of freedom, rebellion, and raw American grit. Back then, a young man could save up his dollars from a summer job, sign his name at the dealership, and drive away with a ticket to the open road. No GPS. No driver assists, just a steering wheel, a rumbling engine, and the horizon calling your name. And yet, most of these legends ended up in scrap yards, victims of changing times. Regulations, oil crises, and shifting tastes buried them before they ever had a chance to grow old. It's almost poetic, don't you think? The brightest flames rarely burn the longest. So, the next time you see a dusty photo of a rebel machine, or hear the whisper of a Talladega in a racing forum, remember, you're looking at pieces of history you may never see again with your own eyes. And that's the beauty of it. They live on in stories, in memories, in the roar, echoing down roads that no longer exist. And if you think those were rare, just wait until the next story. There's an even stranger muscle car, one that never should have been built in the first place.